What's up, risk managers? My name is Nasdaq Anonymous, and I'm addicted to the NQ. And boy, is she one hell of a drug. Now today, I was able to bring the account back and actually bring the account up $3,100 after recouping yesterday's loss. Let's talk about these trades that I took today. Now, my first trade. This was a losing trade. I will admit that this was a trade that I just wanted to work out. I wanted this trade to work out, so I took it, even though it wasn't a highly probable trade, but the market was moving. I wanted to get in long, so I FOMO'd into this one, and it almost cost me this account. So let's look into it. Let's talk about it. Okay. So at the time, I saw that CL left a area of demand. It broke these highs. So what I was looking for was, once it broke this high, I got in on this retest right here, but I was too early on this. It did come back. I was in profit about I believe 17 cents, if I'm not mistaken, about 10, 17 cents. And it dumped, and it continued to dump. And so when I saw that it was going to retest this prior area of demand, I did scale into this position with one contract. Obviously, it did go up a little bit, but ultimately the bears, they took this one down, stopping me out for this loss. Now, after this, I saw that it bounced in another area that I was actually looking for yesterday. I was looking for this area for a long yesterday. So when I saw that it bounced off this area, I took a long here. I rolled this long all the way up for a retest of the high at 73.03. And I believe it was a retest of the high. Yeah, right here. 73.03. Retested this high and was able to bring the account current, breaking even, and actually bringing the account up to $100. Now, I honestly was going to stop for today because that first play was definitely a FOMO play. I was in a hurry to try to begin the process of making the money back that I lost and trying to bring this account back. This CL trade right here is what saved the account. And you can see I bought right here at that bounce up that wick and just rolled this up, because that's what I was expecting price to do when I entered in the first position. I thought that it left demand, it broke prior structure, it retested, it did move up, but ultimately it crashed down, and it continued to crash down. But that was my original thesis, is that it was going to retest this high up here. But I was too early in this. So after this trade, I told myself that, you know what? Obviously yesterday is still in your mind. Maybe you should just sit today out and just recoup. Think about how you want to begin to build this account back up. And initially I was going to do that until obviously that sweet drug known as the NQ just started to pump. And once I saw the momentum, I knew that I could not sit out. This trade right here was early in the session. I was able to get in at an area of demand, ride it up, scale in, exit out the top of this. And I had two contracts and got out on another one right here. I remember this trade. Actually, me and my trading partner, I was actually shooting for 60 with this last contract. Good thing I got out of most of my contracts at this point, because obviously you can see the market just crashed down. So I only took a small loss on one contract because I was targeting 60, and it only got to 54 and it crashed down. So I'm just glad that I wasn't being too greedy. I'm glad that I didn't have all my contracts sitting up there. I'm glad that I scaled out of it, because I wouldn't have survived. All 3 of those contracts being negative, that would have hit daily loss limit or maximum loss limit, and I would have lost the account. So I'm glad that I stuck to my plan and not got over greedy in this play, because there was a lot of momentum. There was no reason for this play to not go up. But obviously, in hindsight, you don't see this in a moment. You see all this momentum going higher. You would think that it would at least touch 60, 70, and then crash down. But let's look at this trade. Now, after that crash, I waited patiently. I didn't FOMO into this. I waited for the bears to get exhausted. I waited for the structure to form, and I was able to get in at 996, if I'm not mistaken. I was able to get in at this entry. Let's actually watch this replay. Yeah, so I got in at 996 was my first entry. And as you will see, all I did was buy and scale out. And I basically scalped my way all the way up. There goes that first contract. Second, I bought another one, scaled into this position. I believe I did take a little bit of heat on this position. Nope, I got out of this one. Yeah, this is the position I took a little bit of heat on right here. That scaling right there. And this trade right here. Just great risk management, great trade management. And this move, I think at this point, I'm in one contract left. And we're shooting for the 60s. We're shooting for the 70s. I believe I got out of my last contract at somewhere around the 80s, I believe. Yeah, I was basically just being patient on this one. I was high. There was a lot of adrenaline in this trade. I was basically just buying dips and selling them at prior highs and lows and stuff. But this trade right here, this is where I'm the most proud of myself, because I stopped and I thought about this right here. I said, hold on. Did we ever rebalance this area right here? Because in the moment, I was shooting for 110. My runner contract was all the way up here. And I was like, you know what? I don't think we rebalanced this area. So I closed my position early. I closed it out. And obviously, I'm glad I listened to myself. I'm glad I wasn't stubborn in this moment. Because if I was, as we all know, whoever traded the Nasdaq today, as we all know, the market completely crashed. But it was bought back up. I wanted to actually go long. But in the beginning of the stream, I told myself that I'm just making 5K and I'm going to close the charts. And after I made the 5K, I'm not going to lie, it was painful to see all the extra money that I could have made if I continued to trade. But if you make a contract, if you make a pact with yourself, and the universe holds up its end of the bargain, you have to hold up your end of the bargain as well. Because I know if I went back in, I probably would have got overzealous, probably would have over leveraged, probably would have lost some profits. And then once you lose the profits, that's all she wrote. And then you begin to chase with the rest of your profits. And before you know it, at the end of the day, you don't know what the hell happened. You were once up in profit and now you're deep red. And I know that if that were to happen today, I just wouldn't have been happy. I would have been very disappointed in my behavior. I would have been highly disappointed if I gave up a very profitable day due to greed. So I had to painfully watch as the market did exactly what I felt it was going to do. It bounced at demand levels, it sold off at supply levels. There was no playing around. You see the Nasdaq sold completely off. And then once it got done selling off, it was all she wrote. She went up the entire day, and it was painful watching that. I did jump in the practice account. I did make some money in the practice account. So did my boy Smith, my trading partner. We all made money in the trading account after we realized our profits and we closed out our XFAs. But it was painful. Trading in the sim is not the same as trading in an XFA. There is literally no emotion. If the trade works out, it works out. If it don't, it don't. But it usually works out in the practice account. And today, I was damn near perfect in my practice account. I had to stop because I didn't want to find myself back in my XFA. So I did close down the charts today. I am proud of myself. I was speaking to my trading partner about this, and we both stayed away from the charts today. So kudos to both of us on that. But that's all I have. If you're enjoying these breakdowns and want insight on trading the Nasdaq intraday, subscribe to the channel and join our live streams where me and my trading partner provides intraday analysis in real time. Our current goal is building a community. And if you're tired of missing the best trades on the Nasdaq, then join our live streams, join our community, and join the risk managers in the chat. And we do appreciate your support as we grow. Now, my trading partner's wife was actually featured on Top Step TV today, Brianna. They were ecstatic with her performance. She learns from the best, and they want an interview, and we're going to try to convince her to do that interview. But yeah, it was great to see that she was recognized on Top Step TV by the risk managers, and she was actually placed in a live account. So we want to say kudos to my trading partner's wife. Now, I'm just going to leave y'all with this. The risk manager's creed: trading involves risk and demands careful analysis and capital preservation. We can do that by practicing sound risk management. Every trade tells a story. So write that story in your trading journal, because our psychology is all over these charts. And as always, my name is Nasdaq Anonymous, and I'm addicted to the NQ. See y'all next time. Peace.